Good morning. Get rid of this. I guess I can't. Oh, I did. Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Looks like I'm not on the outside anymore. It's just getting hot. Not, I mean, it's just wet, muggy. The humidity's coming and not going. Anyway, I titled this one about success. Did it? I guess it didn't show up here. The definition of success. That's what came to me before. So I'm thinking about how kids, the pressure kids have to make something of themselves. Boy, because if you don't make money and be successful, you're not worthy of being here, basically, is the collective thought process, society's collective thought process is if you don't make money, you're below. And the classes of people, high class or upper class, middle class, lower class, oh my God, that just feels so awful inside. It's just classifying people. Can you imagine if we classified animals? Are you done? Oh. We don't classify animals, but people classify people. You're only worth as much money as you make. That's the message we get. That starts making kids feel horrible inside. Why do you think teenagers are so lost? They get the pressure of you've got to get a good job, you've got to make a lot of money. What if it's what if we idolized peace within instead for being the high class? I don't want it to be classified at all, but wouldn't it be nice if the goal was to just feel peaceful inside? Wouldn't that be something? I don't know many people that feel really peaceful, genuine peace inside, especially if they have a lot of money. We were, I was with a couple of friends yesterday, and we were talking about how um, think about all the famous people, rich and famous people, the ones who made it really big, like Whitney Houston and Elvis and Marilyn Monroe and on and on and on. Michael Jackson, the Prince, freaking. You could go on and on. Robin Williams, all committing suicide, basically. Taking the drugs to drown out Good morning, Cynthia, to drown out those thoughts of I'm not good enough. And they even made the money, yeah, got the success, as society says. Hmm. Obviously, it wasn't the answer. Obviously. It's so obvious. But I'm seeing people thinking that that's the pinnacle. I felt that way too at some point. Thought that I was going to be famous and I was going to help a million people, and they're all going, oh my God, all ego. It's all that little me. Look at me. I know. Uh, Ew. Elton John. I don't know. I've talked about this before, but his movie Rocket Man is the most touching. Who did it bigger than Elton John? His costumes, his it just got huge. And when he goes into the meeting, the AA meeting or whatever, and sits down and says, I'm Elton John and I have all the problems. He says, I have a cocaine problem. I have all the addictions, because when you don't feel the love that you are inside, you're trying to get it. Wow, I didn't know where this was going to go, but it's seeming clearer. You're trying to get it from out there to fill you up. It does not and will not. Nothing in this world will ever fill you up. That void is only because you believe you're separate from God, from life. You identify as a body that is separate. It's not one with life, like the birds soaring. It's one with the flow of life. And that little me, hi Margie, thank you for being here, both of you. Um, that little me, I don't like to call it the ego anymore, because, well, I think I've said this, but it's because ego is overused. It's it's that little me that feels like it's not good enough. That something's wrong with it. And it needs to be recognized or get approval or love from someone else. And it started when we were little. It's innocent. It's innocent. So when it rears its ugly head, it's it's you know, look at me, or gotta get stuff to try to fill it up. Just love it. Can you just love it? It is part of you. It is you in a way, but it's a false you. And as we embrace it, like, say you're with friends and you say something, it's going to come back. If you say something and you wish you didn't say it, it had to have been said. That little me isn't in control of this. It's literally all just happening perfectly. If something is said and there's a, I wish I didn't, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done that. You're arguing with life, with God, and whatever's doing all of this. And it's punishing. It hurts her or him. It hurts. The minute you say should, I shoulda, they shoulda, we should, whatever. The word should is the most violent word in the English language. It's worse than any swear word. Swear word we call a swear word. Should hurts because you're arguing with life. Can you imagine if you just embraced it? Hi, Victoria. Thank you for. Wow, it's early for you. Over there in my second favorite place. Mm. Um. Anyway, the shoulds. Yeah, you can't shoulda, woulda, coulda. You can't. It just. It's okay when those thoughts come in, worrying about what you did wrong. Can you just love her? I'm going with her because there's no guys here. If guys watch this in the later on, I had 300 views last week. 300 and something. That was the biggest ever. Um, and I'm not that's not about being famous or whatever. I just want this message to go out that you are beautiful. You are love itself. There's nothing wrong with you, never has been. You are pure love. The only that little me is just an innocent misunderstanding. It's innocent. Zane! Okay, the little boy. Oh, I love you. That little wink is perfect. Anyway, that love that we're looking for out there, love and approval from someone else, or needing to have all the cars, all the homes, all the money. It's meaningless. It's completely meaningless because we're when this body drops, what none of that meant you can't take it with you. You didn't come in with anything and you're not going to leave with anything. So would anything that's accrued be meaningful? Literally not necessary. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to have those things, but they're not ever going to fulfill you. Um, some someone I know got another vehicle, which in the long line of vehicles, and someone posted underneath the thing, posted saying, " he who has the most toys wins." Wins what is what I wanted to say underneath it. What are the, what you're only one person. I mean, and it's not I'm not saying that it's bad to collect things either, but if you're identified with them, they are holding you hostage. Anything in this world, identification with it, that little me needing another more is never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Mm. But that love that you already are, feel it. I was a girlfriend of mine, we were together um, yesterday, and I was noticing how she's filling, and I've been there, filling every moment with noise, whether it be TV, mostly her phone, constantly, if it's not news or some dramatic story or music, loud, just constant noise. I said to her, I said, "Are you ever quiet? Are you ever just with with yourself? And she says, no, I'm not. I remember being that girl that needed outside stimulation because to stay away from the voices inside, the thoughts that seem so threatening. They're not threatening because as you, I mean, they try to be. Not that they're trying to be, they're just, I want to say, they're not who you are. No thought process is who you are. It's just a constant ticker tape going, going, going. But when you get still in yourself, just still, there's a presence that shows up. That's your friend. That presence is who you are. That's wasn't born and isn't gonna die. The little me is on a timeline from birth to death, which creates fear within the body. I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. If I don't have enough money, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die alone. It's so afraid. That's where all the fear is. All the fear comes from fear of death. When who you are isn't gonna die, ever. Identifying with this body as separate from anything else causes pain and suffering, and it makes you separate from the others. When you are the same thing as them, the same thing as the birds. That bird, I just love that bird. Now that we're all closed up, I've got my little monitor on, baby monitor, so I can hear him. I think I'd hear him even without, it's a mockingbird. I just, mm. He keeps me now. Whenever there's a thought process going on, and then I start feeling uncomfortable, the bird just brings me right back to now, which is the only thing that's real now. Past is gone. Future will never be here. It's now, now, now. That bird isn't saying I should be anything or collecting anything. It's got a nest, a partner, babies maybe. That's it. There's no, that nest is not full of anything. And it can fly on its own. Oh my God. Can you imagine being a bird? Love to come back as a bird. I don't know. Come back. Not, I'm not sure about that. They talk about past lives and everything. And I mean, they've had little kids remembering things from World War, whatever. It's very convincing. But I've never had that experience, so it's hard to, I don't want to talk about it. I mean, I can't speak to it, but if you Google kids and past lives, ooh, the stuff that comes up, the drawings they make is fascinating. Anyway, if we are that essence that makes all of this happen, that never dies, obviously there's got to be something that's taken on. I mean, it just there's no time, so it's just now. I don't know. Isn't that fascinating to think about? Because they all talk about the gurus or whatever. They talk about the past, present, and future is all happening simultaneously at the same time. I don't know if anybody's got an idea about that. I don't I don't know. That simultaneous, there's no time, so everything is happening. Like there's another you, another, not you, the body, you, the essence. It's not separate from anything. I've never talked about this or gone there before. Victoria, you got any idea about what I'm talking about? I don't know. Your beautiful poems. If anybody wants beautiful poems about this whole non duality, the now, the essence, the truth, what Jesus was trying to teach kindness, love, compassion for the self, her, look her up, like her. Her poems are amazing every day, more than one every day. Um, that oneness. When I stop and be by myself, which I'm really loving more and more all the time, is it's a pull to be there because it feels so good inside. I can feel the aliveness in this body. That's what we are. Identifying with that and just loving the little me. For all her seeming mistakes, seeming projections. She's doing her best. He's doing his best too. Always, only, ever this. I love you too. We are that. This. No matter what this is. Mm. As this message spreads, well, as each one of us, which is this aliveness. I I Lori believes that this is going. More and more people are. I have a girlfriend who's just full of questions. She's in a situation that's not. She had never heard any of this, and she said, I hate her little girl. She literally said, I hate her. I, ah, I was like, oh my God. You are everything already. Just a different perspective of that. Past, present, future are just different perspectives. That's all. Different perspectives. Yeah. Well, it's not even the past, present, future is perspective from the little me on the timeline of life, birth, and death. Because that timeline doesn't exist in reality. It's not a time. It's not time. The little me, the false self that we created to go through this life. So God, love, life could experience itself through something. Because if it is everything, including this, what would it have to what? What would be the point? If it's everything, God is everything. If it if it's everything, Christina, she's hugging her. She's hugging her. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry because she's never heard this message before. and things are changing and I'm seeing it. There's nothing more beautiful than for someone to love, love their little me. That to me is, there's no other reason why Lori was put here in this innocent misunderstanding of life. Not misunderstanding. Well, yes, misunderstanding of a life. There's nothing more satisfying than to guide or help someone see the truth of what they are, feel the truth of what they are. Loving that little me. It's a paradox because there is no little me. But in this dream of separation, this dream that we're collectively experiencing as a little me, it's beautiful to walk beside everyone in love, in peace, in joy, in joy, in myself. That's it. Enjoying, enjoy in myself. That Eckhart Tolle said that years ago, and it always stuck with me. And just God, you guys, I appreciate you being here. There's nothing more that little Lori loves to talk about than not being separate. It lights her up to share this message. Yes, we become separated from that in order to experience this world. Because, right, that life, love, God, how else could it experience anything if it is everything? Everything. Everything. Every bird, every tree, every table. The table isn't real. It feels real to the little me, but they've proven with electron microscopes or whatever that there's nothing at the base of the atoms, quarks, and then there's nothing. Quantum physics is so fascinating. If you ever are on YouTube, type in "What the bleep do we know?" That came out over 25 years ago. That movie was right after I first had my awakening in it. I was just fascinated, and I watched it recently, or a couple years ago. Oh, when Dad died, actually a year ago, with my niece who came. I don't know if I ever told this story. My niece came here to visit us for a weekend. We went to my sister's the first day. It was the day after Easter last year. Um, and Dad, I okay. Phyllis, my father died in February, and his sister was just about ready to die. And I had asked her to send me a sign when she does pass. And I was talking about it at Easter with a bunch of people at this party, the Easter gathering. And Angie, my sister, said she went home and she couldn't really sleep. So she was doing a little meditation. And she asked Dad to give her a sign. She wanted a sign from him. And she wanted it to be a specific thing. So The next day, Marley came on Easter later in the evening, and then Monday we went to go see her, and we were hanging out. She wanted to go. Angie wanted to go to the Shell Factory, which is a really cool place here that's got all kinds of Florida stuff. And she wanted to get things to put. She was because the hurricane took away it. The flood just her house had to be redone, so the countertop was being put on, the granite was being put on, and it was a horseshoe. It's a horseshoe, so there was holes in between because the drawers, the cabinets go in, so there's crevices in there. And somebody she had seen online where she wanted to put where somebody put mementos with a little note on it saying, yeah, there's somebody, if that ever happens again, or whoever takes apart the kitchen or whatever, these animals are going to be in there: alligator, um, dolphin, manatee, and the last one was a pelican. And we were looking for a pelican. And her and Marley had gone over to a thing that had all birds in it, all stuffed birds. And I came after they were looking for the pelican, and I reached in the thing and pulled out. I went, oh, it's a hummingbird. I've never seen a hummingbird stuffed animal before. And Angie's face went, and Marley and I went, what? What? She goes, I couldn't sleep last night, so I meditated and asked Dad for a sign. She said, I asked for a hummingbird. Doesn't that give you chills? Then she goes, I wanted it to be a real one because we don't see hummingbirds here in Florida, and that's something that we love from Maine. Apparently, there are hummingbirds here, but I don't have a feeder out. And we're going into summer again, so I think they've all gone north if they were here. Anyway, imagine it. That's a sign that the mind can't say, oh, that's just a fluke. Because Marley and I had no idea that she meditated, that she had asked that of Dad. Had no idea. They haven't gone anywhere. That essence of what we are just doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna go. It's just back into the ethers, but back into the whatever this is. Oh, is that right? He was trying to be invisible as he walked by. Ah, yeah, that love. Mm. When you feel that love within, gratitude for that little me. She's so precious. He and she is so precious. Zane, I love. I just love you guys, just for being here with me and entertaining this, and I can't tell you how much love I feel. First for little Lori, and then for all of you. Ah, mm, it just lights me up. It carries this body so lightly and joyfully through life, through this dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. They, it was told to us when we were kids. Actually, Angel and Taylor, they sent me a video, a Snapchat last week of Angel. Row, row, row your boat is Eli's. He's only 10 months old. Favorite book. He has tons of books because at her baby shower, we were all instructed to bring our favorite book. And row, row, row your boat it is his favorite at between 9 and 10 months. Already, life is but a dream. Yes, we become separate from that in order to experience this world. That's bottom line thing. That's it. And that's when the little me starts feeling like it's doing wrong, and it never is doing wrong. No one is doing wrong. We are all walking each other home, home within ourselves. So if it feels bad, you know it's a reflection of how you're feeling bad about little me. As we start loving little me, it's heaven. That's what Jesus talked about, heaven on earth. Heaven being in the world, but not of it. We can, this, our little me's can be in the world, but we don't have to be of it. We can be living a completely different reality from within, from the love within. And you just spread it as it builds in here, it just goes. You can't help it. Ah. Mm. All right. I think it seems empty. Is it ever empty? Is it ever empty, Christina? Oh, I'm gonna miss you, girl. Hmm. Anyway, all the love. Feel it. Mm. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and the week ahead. Adam! Oh my God, another man here. You have a great day too, Adam. Happy birthday. I got another month. You're 60 before me. Schmazel. I love it, Christina. We are in the world, but not of it, but still in the world, right? I love you guys. Oh, Adam. Mwah. Have a great week. Till next Sunday. Mwah.